This is my park up for the night. Not a bad spot. Pretty level. That's the views off to the west. Can you tell where I am? A few barrows over there. People walking in the landscape. A bus carrying visitors to and fro. And there's an ice cream van in the dip down there. Bit of a queue. And quite a few people. Some stones. Not the Rolling Stones. Stonehenge. That's where we are for the night. So gonna have a wander around. So I guess everybody's been. You have been, haven't you? For those that haven't, there's a little shuttle bus, so that's one of them, picking up people. The visitor centre is about 1.5 miles away, so you can walk it, or the shuttle bus will take you to the visitor centre, so that will go straight down the road here. The plantation ahead is Fargo Plantation, so you can get off and walk from there, so you can see some people. And the visitor centre is about another 1/2 mile over the other side of that there. It's where you buy your ticket or show your membership card if you're a member of English Heritage or National Trust, and then you can so walk the landscape. Plenty of barrows to explore all around the site. Can't see it, but the cursor is over the other side of those barrows, and I haven't bought a ticket because I've just turned up for the night, so I'm a member anyway, so I would get in free. But I'm going to find a path which takes us behind the bus there, and then we can get fairly close to the stone circle, so we'll go up there and have a look. You can just see the top of one of the triathlons maybe. Anyway, we'll go and get a closer look at it. There you go, that's the bus coming from the other end. That's the turnaround point where you get on, get off, and we're going to head down this little path here. So I'm walking beside the main path in, so if you have bought a ticket or you're a member, you will have checked in at the visitor centre, got the bus here or walked, and then you'll be heading down this path. That was one of the security guards, so English Heritage staff are dotted around the site. I can't particularly see any at the moment, but they also have security guards here, and when the visitor centre site closes, probably about 7 o'clock and this time of year, the security guards patrol the site, just in case you get anybody trying to get in and have a ceremony. So they've got a one-way system in place, so everybody's heading off to the left here, going around the stone circle in a clockwise direction, and coming back out where the buggy is, and heading back down to the bus again. So we'll go for a walk along the outside path. obviously the barrows that I mentioned earlier, so 4 or 5 of those in a distance there, and you could possibly see quite a few vans. So there is a small community of people who live here, who choose to live in their van on this particular track, which is called the Westway. So various old vans there, so a little community. I came in from the top end, so it's about half a mile further down there, and that's where I came in, quite bumpy. So that's their little hub, and then other people or cars tend to drive further up the path or come in off the main road and just sit there for a few hours or stay the night. And then this is the rest of the landscape that you can walk around. If you can see, we'll perhaps get a bit closer, King's Barrows in the distance there. There's 5 or 6 of those sticking up, and just to the right hand side the busy A303, so quite a bit of traffic moving. It's Thursday, middle of the afternoon at the moment, so bank holiday weekends, early in the mornings, late at night, it's chock-a-block, so best to avoid that. So let's walk on a bit further. So there we go, we're still on the path, the outside path. Gets you pretty close. The visitor centre that is a mile and a half away has a good exhibition telling the story about the stone circle, the people who live there. They've got Neolithic huts that they've built, and you can explore those. And then there's the usual shop, cafe. They've also got what they call the Airman's Cross monument, which is a monument to an airman who crashed his plane not far from here, and there's a monument for him just outside the Stonehenge visitor centre there. Everybody's taking selfies and pictures. We're just heading east here. There's information boards for people to read. A member of staff keeping the peace. And here we've got the heel stone, and just to the right the stone circle. So I don't know if you can see that brass strip on the floor, Midsummer Sunrise behind me. So that lines up with a heel stone and one of the tall sarsen stones in the middle there, so we're right in line with it. So the heel stone is very important. Stand on that line again. So I've now turned with my back, so we can't really see a lot, but there are sort of striations in the grass here. There's a bit of a fence over to the right hand side to keep the sheep out, but this is what they call the avenue. So this would be the ceremonial access route to the stone circle. So that is heading in a northeasterly direction, and a few miles that way you get to Woodhenge and Durrington Walls. So the experts believe that Durrington Walls was where the people were living when they were building the stone circle over many years. Woodhenge was a temple to the living, and then Stonehenge they believe was a temple to the dead. So they lined it up with the midsummer sunrise. And then the midwinter sunset. But there we go. That's what people come to see. Stonehenge, World Heritage Site. Right, so I'm going to head back this path now, see if I can get out into the Barrows. Just having a quick look past the Heelstone. Just to the right there's a person, and just above them is my van in the distance. Doubt you'll be able to see it, but way over there. I'll have a cool view in the morning. Just can't stop taking photos of it. And the sun's come out, fabulous. There's my van, it's Bentley, you can see it. Goodbye Stonehenge for now. Hello everybody, travellers, non-travellers, hope everybody's well. I'm at the start of a tour going up north. So I'm going to stop over at Stonehenge, up the West Track. So I'm just having a wander around. And walking up to the Cursor Sparrows, which I'll show you in a minute. I've got another one here and some information. I don't know if we can focus in on that. You are here. So Cursor Sparrows, down a bit, down a bit. Stonehenge Stone Circle, so that's over that way. You've got the avenue that we were looking at, and I say that goes all the way around to West Amesbury. You've got Woodhenge and Durrington Walls over here, so that's about an hour's walking, 2.5 miles I say, and then the visitor centre over this way, and then barrows all over the place. And this is the road that goes through the site that they wanted to bury. And it was going to appear, it was going to go over here somewhere underneath all this lot, but it was thrown out. Here's a picture. Cursor Barrows, so this is where we are. Barrows all over the place. This is the Cursors, so I don't know how easy it is to see on the map. As it says here, these are Bronze Age burial mounds. says the cursus was more than 1,000 years old by the time the first people were buried beneath these mounds, but their position suggests it still held some significance for the builders. The earliest barrow in this group contained a burial accompanied by a type of decorated pot known as a beaker. The individuals buried with beaker pots would have been among the first people in Britain to use metal. So, the end of the burial mound. And it's difficult to see the cursus, but it goes for several miles from that direction way off. A couple of 150 yards or so in front of us here. There's sort of earthworks, small earthworks there, and it goes off to that gap in the trees there. To the left you've got Fargo plantation, and the cursus heads over to there. It's just lovely and peaceful. Perhaps we'll come out again this evening. It really isn't very busy at all for middle of July. I think probably the main reason is lack of foreign travellers. So there's no Japanese, Germans, Dutch coming into the country at all, so they probably make up for 50% at least of the normal trade coming through Stonehenge. So there's none of them at the moment, so it's pretty quiet. So if you fancied coming down to Stonehenge, it's certainly pretty quiet at the moment. Just tell them Bentley on tour sent you. Right, I think it's time for a cup of tea. Is another van conversion coming in down the track there, so I don't know where he's going to stop. Anyway, let's go and get the kettle on. Yep. So I made it back to the van. It's 4 o'clock, just before, so time for a cup of tea. So this is the first stop in a 4-week tour around England, Scotland and back down to England again. Taking in lots of coast and hopefully lots of castles. So Yorkshire coast I want to do, Northumberland coast, southwest Scotland, and then back down the Welsh border. So looking forward to this. 4 weeks is going to be a bit of a stint, but just get on with it and see what happens. So hopefully we'll have some fun journeys. Cheers.